This is day 931 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you would like to sponsor Arukh HaShulchan or the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. It'd be very greatly appreciated. Today we're doing Siman Taf Resh Chav Tes, Sif Yud Gimel to Yud Tes. Yud Gimel. Yesh class of those who wrote the Makomas in our locations. Stamach tells the Shchiva. The default assumption is a mat is made for lying. That's the Magen Avraham. Sen Elokein. By us says Arukh HaShulchan. It's not that way. All of our mats are made to wrap merchandise. But it says Arukh HaShulchan doesn't matter because it seems to be halachically the same thing as being made for lying. They're made to receive the merchandise, to hold the merchandise. And it's like a receptacle. Even though now they are spread out and they're not a kli kibul. Only when you wrap them around merchandise do you make them like a receptacle. Stop recording in the middle. They're made to receive, to hold. You don't use them make schach. Even old ones which have been ripped, they're like ripped vessels. They ever got use the machzos for schach, the mats for schach. Place where people use mats in the roofs, like a ceiling. We can't use Klamar, I feel gedolos, even big mats, they're not made to lie on. Since they're made for ceilings, because they make zera, they might kind of sit under the roof of the house, on the ceiling of the house. So to Allah would be by us. Sorry. The Shemanim Dakim Osim Hatikrosh Gattens from thin beams. We make the ceilings which are called gattens or shindlan. Which now can't be used for schach. Because it might come to sit under the ceiling of the house. Or belatis. If we never heard when people make sukkah out of like one by twos, I think they're called, like small beams, or by lattice works, which are also small strips of wood, came with because they're used to make roofs. It can be a third shame, even though I said they're kosher because they're simple pieces of wood. You should not make schach out of them because the gezerah lest you come to sit under your ceiling. They shape tachas habayis. And you might come to sit underneath your ceiling. I don't know if that's no good, but it's not because Arukh HaShulchan seems to be making, together with the Achronim quotes, a late gzera. First of all, it's difficult. We don't usually make late gzeras, and if we're not but besides that, we don't use lattice or strips of wood to make our ceilings anymore. So I don't know if this will apply. I'm not sure this will apply, but it's manazeh. He says in the brackets here, we can't get anything else besides 1 by 3s, 1 by 2s, whatever they are. Use those thin strips of wood. It's a sukkah. You should not desist from the mitzvah sukkah. Should be dinak shein. When the sukkah they are kosher. I see flamed base. You dot. It's many years to see the sikuch. But us the people make with schach kimikanim. Rugim, woven reeds, shekoin, palupescus. Pshitzer shekem, it's obviously the kosher. Yesh kelba shebahem mosim dofnei agolos. And some people do use this to make the walls of carriages. Tachteim, and the bottom of carriages. Upsum and sikul, and that's possible for schach. I don't know what the Mitzvah says, but I think it's like canes, in the old subway cars used to have seats made out of cane, and that cane was woven together. So that, I think, is what we're talking about here. Yeshiva, they're made to sit in Tam Midrash, and they become Tamei Medrash. The time person sits on them. You can't take out of wagons Elu Harugim, this woven cane, the sake chasukkah to make schach for the sukkah. They're assuming that Torah there, possibly the raisa. I'm assuming Shem Agolos also those which are made for the wagons. Possible sagabem, you can't make use them as schach. Mo mechsos ketarish borrow like small mats, as we explained. Kamim stama assuming Agolos. And if they're by default made for the wagons, psulin the possible mo mechsos just like the mats. Usually so bezem can say Ruban shall go so see us mizeh. Most of our wagons are made out of this cane stuff. Okay? Again, I don't know how much is no gabas manazeh, but certainly I don't see people using woven canes as it's not the same thing as reeds, as the bamboo mats which you use, so which are made specifically for schach and nothing else. So I don't know that people use this kind of woven canes. Tesla, but I mean, obviously they can't. They shouldn't. Tesla, about chumas well, you're right. It seems the shoyl schach I feel called sukkah with sulam or shalano. They schach possible. You can make an entire sukkah schach out of ladders. It's not schach possible. I forgot the kliyu and it's a keli. Lo makabel too much. Ain't no base kibul. It's not makabel too much because it doesn't have a receptacle. The time to us we learned sulam to call up a ladder or a hanger. I forgot the only yardim behem, even though you go up and down with them. Ain't a time measures. Not a time measures. Machine the Anasima Nos Medras. They're not made in order to for Hanoah of Medras, Elkdale, Los Rebam, but they go up and down to them. Evidently the Kolov and modern Hebrew it's a hanger. Here means some sort of ladder contraption. Some step stool or something. Tesai, which was Rashi cost of Shalta. The Rashi brings down that he was asked. Suma Taltel, a movable ladder in Mutta Sare Bobakule. Can use it for Sach, etc. The response was that if this ladder is made to move it like a sack, and it has its sides have holes which are made to hold the sides of the slats on which you step the steps. The base keyboard is the mouse base keyboard because the receptacle just made it as a receptacle. Some should turn became the receptacle Torim. Those should turn the and base keyboard. They have no receptacle. It's flavors of close. Its steps are lashed on or somehow affixed to its support poles. I can't show you. Please say no cloak of Chuma's Dashin. According to this, is not Arukh Chuma's Dashin. Chuma's Dashin, my Shane base keyboard. That's just being when it doesn't have a receptacle. Or like our generic ladders, that when we make holes in the side posts, they're completely hollow from side to side. You peg it in completely. It ain't a base cable. It's not a base cable unless it's a receptacle, not if it's just a hole. Field base cable, that's our peg base cable, no have a base cable. Even as a base cable, I guess, which is also the Malos, the Rambam is not a base kibble. Rashi will look at the Rashi argues. The Rashi is Sanhedrin, so we're going to get Rambam. There's some so they call Rashi, but in terms of big clicks. We are comparing nevertheless Sulam Shalom Shinakum Maybe Later are ladders which are drilled from all the way through. Vaya Chodes with the Sachibad. We certainly call all opinions use them for Schach. Yuzayin, if he's a Tmiyani or Rabbi Sain, according to I'm astonished at the Baal Shalom receives signs because he actually stopped it. They're not sure in Mutal and Yasulam al Gag, the Sari Rabba, whether you can put a ladder on the roof, put schach on top of it. The Chain ain't a schach love, never shouldn't put schach on it. If you want a schach, like Zik also need to put it on the schach to hold down the schach, it's also. For the Machokili Amakabo Tuma. That's true, but any of the vessels Kabal Tuma, going safso, a bench, a kissing, a chair, Shematami too much matters, which can become make too much matters. Akal Jono. The law of your Mokum myself, I don't send a Soviet Zilshon. The Masulam who base keyboard. If the sulam has a receptacle, it's certainly not good for schach. You couldn't be able to, but if it's drilled through and through, or the steps are on top of the side post, by the cautious yichud, certainly cautious yichud itself. They say that the question is why a ladder which doesn't have a receptacle, but perhaps the runners didn't draw any distinctions. They forbade all ladders, a blanket prohibition. But what I'm doing, this is astonishing. Not sure you didn't see if you give we seem to make a Xera Midatenu. I guess you give us, since there is a Xeras Tikra, so we can include other things in the Xeras Tikra. But here he's saying that there was no original Xera on ladders, so how can we make Xera on ladders? ועוד הלא כמה ספר יוחס, later on ספר חס מבוא בשלום ארץ כלים שולחן מותר starting up חוסים מדלת בטווחים. You can use wooden beams which are less than 4th volume wide. So they should be, they're polished. So then they look at Canaan. Logos have to Canaan. We're not concerned that you might come to use Canaan. Because Canaan's logos in Sulam out to Sulam. We said we should make a decree on one ladder on account of another ladder. It says in Moravram, Atul Ramaz was that. Moravram himself says in brackets, alludes to this difficulty. For the beyond the Sulam also the Taltel, Vamuta Taltel. We have ladders which are also to carry, and those are mutter to carry. Much the same as Simon Tufkov Yudches. Logos in Sulam out to Sulam. We don't decree that all ladders are under a blanket prohibition. Why should make a blanket prohibition over here either? So he says in the brackets here, and that's not such a big question because there it's only Tiltul Rabbanan. Here we're talking about issue whether it's a Sukkah D'Oraisa or not. But still, what is the pshat here in the ladders? They're not talking about using the ladders of schach. There's really about a ladder which is forbidden to use for schach. Sheish bo beis kibul, which has a beis kibul in it, receptacle. That's where they use it to hold up the schach. So you use it to you're supporting the schach, which says kabel tuma. The original suffix is because most poskim reject the problem of mamid dam kabatuma. They say it's not a problem. By shulchan atzon poskim siman zesif ches. The shulchan itself passes away. The mutar chaber klunsos b'masmeiro shabarzel. You can use metal nails to support the schach. Nechen lekama softim and tofer ishlama poskim mutar hamid dam kabatuma. So they pass later on. And the Kani Yeshla so Yosef, here perhaps it should be more Aser. The Shama Mamidim had Minatzak. There the Mamidim are on the side. Then the Davanikar Kokach. Because Shenk it's not so recognizable. Shenk and Kacha Mamid who Kol Arukh HaShulchan Lamatla. Here where the ladder is on the entire length of the schach below, or Lamalo or on top. Like a sequel to in place, looks like it's the primary schach. This is applied to any kli which is a makabel tuma. First, Shulchan Aruch cuts with asavik and mishum asum havitzchach atzmo. First, say the sum is the ladder itself is a schach. V'achad arba tvachim, it's 4 tvachim. Why? V'arba tvachim is schach posel. 4 tvachim is schach which is posel. It's placed on b'emtza. Posel is a sukkah. K'mosh kansu b'sim tafresh lamed. But they rejected this resolution. Zeh rak shalon yishar hechsher sukkah. So if the rest of the sukkah doesn't have enough, sufficient amount of space to be a kosher sukkah, come for a shom. But furthermore, bench between each step, yesh avir harbe. There's a lot of airspace, which where's the kosher, there's kosher sach. Those who say, and in fact, the reason is because of mamid, but they go on and they add zel kashamani tiru. That which later on they're matir ma'amidzeh with the evid. So the evid chatchila l'aser. We're going to run with tema. That's astonishing, says Arukh HaShulchan. The common gamkin ma'ir l'chatchila. Later on, it's also talking about the chatchila. Milkopan l'din on the other hand, he was dieting. It says Arukh HaShulchan, regardless in our ladders, there's talking about every aver, which are drilled through and through. Muzasachim, you can use them for the schach. Koshkin and nichum al schach, so they put them on the schach or below the schach. I think most ladders are metal, so it'd be a moot point. The Vosna Shlevish Mamidim Barafasim, and those steps you put in stables or in barns. Shabayim Nosim Lasusim, which you Labemus Lechol, which you put the food for horses and other animals to eat. Shkoin Zoliv. Shita Shein Kli Kibul, they are obviously Kli Kibul, they receive the food. Kan Mituma, they are susceptible to Tuma, plus the Sachmem, and you are not allowed to use it for Sach. In the brackets, he says, I understand it has the word previously, the Sulam Atzmo Havi had a Schach, that's the ladder itself is Schach, and later on he writes, because of Mitam Mami. See the or. Linea Roim. And also, besides, the people are going to see it. It's like a Amar Sai type thing. Going to make the schach out of the ladder. So So Gzer Chadash Lo Shamuna is a new Gzer which we never heard. Because we have Gzer Roim and Irvin. Morgan Avram says it. I think he makes it up there too. And you're not allowed to put Puzzle Lechis up because I think that's Eruv. What's clearest is what we wrote. We wrote in the Sif that it's a Chumrah in Mamid because this looks more Mamid than a regular Mamid. You test Imutar Lami B'Davra Kabel Tumah. What about Mamid Davra Kabel Tumah? But Baby says the mutter. He says this is it's permissible. The Shona, this is what he says. Chaber kunsos hasukah, you attach the beams of the sukkah b'masmer shabarza with nails. Lasos b'gadim bluim, or to use gosh, I'm sorry, to tie them. B'gadim bluim with worn out clothing. Shem mekabatuma, done mekabatua. Ain't beta. Akam shown it's not a problem. The Shabbat says the reason you're going to psak is that since they're not supporting the schach itself. Therefore, that's it's okay, and that's therefore it's mutter even according to those who answer to be mamid schach davar kabatuma. And he says that to tie the schach itself to the beams with ropes, you certainly is appropriate to be careful. You should not support the schach with davar kabatuma. But with the evid, or if you don't have anything else, or it's not so to use something which is not likely you're going to use it for schach, therefore there's no gzera. So there you're allowed to imam the sukkah with a davar kabatuma. I'm not sure here. The klunsos of the sukkah, when he's saying the klunsos, does he mean actually the beams that you're using as schach, or does he mean the beams which support the schach? If it's the beams that support the schach, then really it's about mamid and mamid. And as he's saying, they're not allowed to use nails in the beams that support the schach. But it sounds like even the schach itself, you'd be allowed to nail it down so it won't blow away. It's not clear. V'chein basa b'sov simen the tover yishlam adayin shom shekin das rova poskim. Yerushalmi perik beis the dachi l'gamri davar zeh. Yerushalmi rejects the entire concept. Ain't shum isur lami davar kavatuma. So prohibition to support the sukkah, which is something was a kavatuma. Chen kosav harosh. The Rosh writes as well. V'erech b'zeh. It has rights of length. V'zel das rov rabbeinu. That's made of most of our rabbis. In the long brackets here. Levad Ran. Besides for the Ran. The Shapasa last, so it says at least it says Osir, because the Gzera they might say just you allowed to support schach with them. So you allowed to use them for schach. The have a doraisa. Bach says it's a doraisa prime. Maybe Mirashi brings them into Rashi, which is very difficult to say. Okay, let's say that's true. Rashi lo pasuk Rabbi Rashi doesn't pasuk Rabbi Yehuda, who's choshish for mami. He passes like the other man Domer in the Gemara. Chem v'Rab Shulus Rash, but sim kup tzadikesh pasuk she'ein hasulam pasuk schach. The latter doesn't pass schach. Mashkas abach also b'shitas Rabbeinu Tam. Shemachal ben kodem schach kosher and schach pasuk and sham. That the zim is where the schach kosher came first or schach pasuk came first. V'ol tmun it's astonishing. The hedi adocha Rashba v'divra b'chidusha v'mishnah. He loves a Gevin. She does Rabbeinu Tam. The Rashba does not hold like Rabbeinu Tam because haven't seen the Tavresh Kavod. Okay, now if you learn around ain't all the Rabbanon, but since even going around it's only the Rabbanon. Vote posting Yerushalmi Losi okay. Most posting Yerushalmi not hold that way. Lama lachmir. Why do we machmir? Magam shekam akushios yeshal shita zu. There's several questions on this opinion. Uchachnu d'chok es atzmeinu. And we have to push. Have to very much. Use a steam shovel to work it out. Lichokas atzmam. They had to use steam shovels to make it fit. Moshkas b'zeh b'achatzov. Kemishkein who got machras. I was saying about the Shulchan Aruch v'achronim. Vein lachmir b'zeh. He's quite certain not to be machmir b'mami b'davar makabel tuma.